This is the Epiphone exclusive run Flying V with a very cool purple sparkle finish. Now, when I saw the finish, I thought it was going to be more of a modern, guitar, but I started reading the specs and realizing that it does have more of a vintage vibe to it than I was expecting. So I got kind of excited about that and thought that it would be a really cool guitar to review. Feel free to subscribe, like, or share. I'd love to have you here as a subscriber. And yeah, let's take a look at this thing. So this is the new Epiphone Flying V, and it's inspired by the Gibson collection, and it recreates the 1958 classic. Let's take a look and see where we're at. So let's start with the tuners. These are called Epiphone Vintage Deluxe 18:1 ratio machine heads. They really remind me of the old Grovers. Everything was tight, there was no loose gears, everything was really good with those. So moving on to the nut, this is a Graphtec new bone nut, which is pretty awesome to put that on a budget guitar. And now we can talk about the fretwork here. Everything was really good there too. All the frets were nice and even and level. They also did a super good job with the fret ends. There was no issues there. There was no fret sprouts or any of that stuff. And you can see it does have a rolled fretboard too. So you can see here very nice detail on the fretwork, which I was really impressed with. And this is the Indian Laurel fretboard, which you can see it's got some nice grain on it. It's a good looking piece of wood, and it plays really great too. So I'm starting to like this Indian Laurel stuff a little bit more the more I get into it. With a 12-inch radius at the 1st fret and a 12-inch radius at the 12th fret. And here's just another look at the fretboard. So we got some measurements for you guys. We have a measurement at the nut right here. We also have the measurement at the 12th fret. That is right here. We have the thickness of the neck at the 1st fret and the thickness of the neck at the 12th fret. So this is a slim taper C profile. As you can see here, it definitely has the C profile, and it's a great feeling neck. It does feel a little bit thinner than some of the other guitars, which is great because I kind of like a little bit of a thinner neck anyway. So this guitar is very nice to play. Now let's take a look at the electronics here. We have a 2-volume and 1-tone of CTS pots. They are full-size pots with a mechanical 3-way switch. It uses the quick connect system, and here is the electronics cavity. There's no shielding in there. I would put shielding in it, but that's just the way it is with these budget guitars. Now for the pickups, we have the Epiphone Pro Bucker 3 at the bridge, and here's the cavity for that. Everything's nice and clean, and there's the pickup. And then we have a Pro Bucker 2 for the neck, and you can see that cavity looks good too. Everything looks great as far as that goes. You don't need any shielding or anything for a humbucker, so all that's good. Here are the measurements for the pickups. So the bridge is about 8K, and then the middle pickup is about 4K, and then the neck pickup is a little bit lower, 7.8K, but they're very dynamic pickups, and they're Alnico 3s. Here is the jack and the cavity for that. This has the Epiphone Tune-O-Matic bridge on it. and the weight is 7.5 pounds. So the neck and the body are mahogany, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of a closer look at the neck. If you can see the profile there, it's pretty cool. All the string ferrules were nicely installed. Everything was nice and flush and looked good. All the finish on this guitar is outstanding. Even for a wild finish like this, it is beautiful, and I don't think the camera quite does it justice, but the body looks great. The finish is great. The pickups sound so good. Like they're very dynamic and really great pickups. And here is a little pad they use, I guess, to help keep it from sliding around, but it's a V, so it's a little bit of an awkward thing to hold while you're sitting anyway. So I just use a strap on it and put it between my legs, and it seems to work pretty good that way. But here's another look at the finish. And then here's the top side of everything. It also had the black top hat knobs on it, so that's a nice vintage flair. Here's another look at the finish, just with different lighting. You can see the sparkle really well in this shot here. So the video doesn't really do it justice for what it looks like in person. It is a beautiful, beautiful finish, honestly, and I think it would be beautiful on the stage lights, you know. So the setup out of the box was pretty good. The nut was cut well. The E, B, and G string was just a tad high, but it wasn't nothing really noticeable. It's just my own personal preference there, and but I just left it alone for all this and just set it up to the way I like to play it, and all that was good. But out of the box, it played well. So let's get this thing plugged in and take a listen to it and have a little bit of fun. So let's do a little sound check. I'm playing through my Synergy desktop amp with the OS module in it. I'm also using the Cab Zeus cab simulator and then a few various pedals. Let's take a listen to this thing and see what she sounds like. Let's start with a neck pickup. I was really surprised to find these pickups are pretty dynamic. Like, here is the two pickups together. And then let's do the bridge pickup. And you can hear with that vintage vibe, it's sort of a beefy, twangy sort of thing. It's also, it has two volumes and a tone, so we have a volume for the neck pickup. And then a volume for the bridge pickup. And then a tone for both. So let's run a little bit of dirt on this thing. Normally I use the Tumnus for this, but I feel like the Moxie, which is a Tube Screamer clone, feels a little bit better on this guitar. So we're going to add a little bit of dirt to it. That was the neck pickup, and you can hear it's just a real full. It's a really nice sound. So let's do the two pickups together. All right, so let's do the bridge pickup. This was pretty much exactly what I was looking for the humbucker guitar. So I got to spend a little more time with it. I don't feel like I really have the sound dialed in as much as I would like to, but you know, you got to spend some time with these things and just get better at dialing it in. So anyway, that's the sound of these pickups. So what do I think of this guitar? Well, I think it's a great guitar at this price point. It's $650, and I was really surprised at how well these pickups sound. They are dynamic, and all in all, the guitar is put together very well. The fretwork was great. I like the slim taper neck on the slim C. I like the slim C neck on it, obviously with the mahogany body. So you're always kind of curious at that price point, $650, how good is it really going to be, you know? But the main reason why I even wanted to review this guitar in the first place was because I wanted to see if I could kind of find some of that Albert King spirit in it. You know what I mean? Some of that old vintage type of blues stuff. And I was able to get some really cool stuff out of this guitar. So all in all, I would say that would be a success. And this is my first time with a Flying V, so it's a little bit awkward with the way you have to hold it in your lap and stuff like that, but it's still a really fun guitar. I personally feel like I would need to live with this guitar for a little bit more, put a little more time into it, and see what I can do with what it is right now, and then make my upgrades later on as I got more playing into this thing. But all in all, it's a great guitar. It's a great price. It's built well. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave it down below. I will answer them in a timely manner. Do you like the Flying V? Have you had one before? And if so, let me know down below what your experience was with it. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.